What's up, y'all? Today we're putting the spotlight on a woman who's built something real, personal, and empowering. So today on the spotlight with your host, Jerzey, at Afrovibes TV and radio station, we have Miss Racheal. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
So for the people watching, can you just, introduce yourself and tell us what Racheal's online boutique is all about?
Well, my name is Racheal. I am the owner of Racheal's Online Boutique. I started Racheal's Online Boutique in 2020 after about a 2-year hiatus. It used to be R&N retail outlet, and I was in the flea market.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was selling clothes, jewelry, and handbags, shoes. And eventually I got tired of that. Then the pandemic came, so I rebranded, and that's where Racheal's Online Boutique came about.
Mhm.
And shortly thereafter, I decided, well, let me back up. My daughter, um, I asked her if it was okay for me to create a brand name called Kynique, which is my late grandchildren's name, my 2 grandsons. So of course I had to ask her, if she was okay with it. And
So you use your grandchild's name?
well, no, because they're deceased.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry to hear
So
that.
yeah. So I branded their names are McKylan and Dominic Jr. And so I took the Kai and Neek and put it together and came up with Kynique.
Okay.
And so that came about the t-shirts, the sunglasses, and the shoe line that I have. So within my boutique, I sell my own brand name along with other clothing items. And yeah, so yeah, during the pandemic, I just kind of decided I didn't want to go back into stores or have a brick and mortar. So that's why I started an online boutique.
Mhm.
It's not an average boutique. When you hear boutique, you would think these expensive, lavish clothing items, but I have shoes, clothes, sunglasses, a number of things that I sell, even some jewelry pieces.
Mhm.
But the main thing was to get back into the sales of the clothing items, and again, the brand name just came about,
Mhm.
and I decided to launch my own brand.
Yeah. I'm very sorry to hear about your grandchildren. It's
Thank
never
you.
good to lose anyone, let alone, children. But that's powerful to, use their name to kind of keep their kind of legacy
Yeah,
alive.
that was the thing that kind of turned pain into purpose and keep their legacy going.
Mhm. So what made you start the whole, like, having your own business? When you said you started in, like, flea markets and stuff like that, like, what prompted you to, hey, I want to start my own business?
I worked in retail for several years, probably about 6 years, and I just always wanted to have my own. So just learning the business and how it was, it just made me, if I wanted to be an entrepreneur, that's what I chose.
Hmm.
That was what I wanted to do. So once I learned what I needed to do to have a to do retail sales, I just decided I wanted to go that route.
Hmm. Okay. And I know, just from like reading about you, there were some like shopping struggles. Um, what personal experience pushed you to say, like, I need to create my own space?
Because I'm short. So I got tired of going into stores, actually ordering online and things not fitting. But then when I go into stores, I would have to try on everything because petite is too short. Because although I am short, my body structure makes the pants rise, so they're still too short. And if I do a certain, like a maybe Mrs., then they're too long. They may fit around the waist, but they're too long. So I just had to kind of figure things out with the shopping. So I realized I'm probably not the only one with that issue. So I wanted to make sure that with this boutique, I had clothing that actually fit um to size, like they were true to size.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you've seen my website, but most of the modeling is done by me because I want people to see these clothes really do fit.
Yeah.
If it's not gonna, it's not gonna be one of those situations to where how does it fit with what it's gonna look like. So
Because you see that a lot,
yeah.
online boutiques or people just starting out, they use like images that are either like AI
Mhm.
or it's not an average person that's,
Right.
wearing these clothes. And I think that's amazing to kind of tailor to those people to make everyone like feel seen.
Yes.
And it's
My
unique that she's basically modeling her own stuff, y'all. Y'all check
majority
out
of the
the work.
time. If it's not my daughter, my mom has modeled some pieces, but typically it's me most of the time.
So it's you, it's your daughter, and then your
And my
mom.
mom.
Okay. Are you open to like friends, other family members, or do you want to keep it just like you three?
Well, I mean, if they decide they want to model some clothing and have their images on the website, I don't mind. I just haven't had anybody that actually asked or I've asked. So it just kind of worked with who I had it working with. But it's not like I don't have, like, I'm against it. It just hasn't happened.
Yeah. But I think that's unique. You don't see many brands where it's the person who created it basically being the face also,
Mhm.
and it being the mom, the daughter, and the grandmother.
Mhm.
So I think that would probably set you apart from a lot of people. If maybe you guys do like your own like photo shoot catalogs. Um, I know on the website you guys do have photos, but
Mhm.
have you? I didn't. Is there any of all three of you
I haven't
like
done
together?
any of all three of us together other than my banner that I have where I put myself, my mom, and my daughter on the retractable banner. There's nothing of us all together.
All right, photographers, content creators, we gotta get her together. Her daughter, and her mom. But that would be nice. Maybe whoever's watching, please hook her up, please. So when it comes to, having your own business, do you remember like what was the first thing you ever sold? Like, do you remember that moment, like having your first sale, or remember how it was?
Online or just in the when I started in 2013 or
I would say, let's start with 2013.
2013, it was shoes.
It was
Shoes were the thing I sold the most of, and a lot of jewelry pieces. Um, but of course, again, I was in the flea market, so I was seeing more. Once I started my website, of course, it was more of the marketing online, social media, and passing out cards. And but I think my first sale on my website may have been um, some handbags, if I'm not mistaken. But
And how was that feeling to like have this idea come to life at the flea market, and now you're moving to online, and now people are actually like taking on and buying your stuff?
it's a great feeling, especially when it's people I don't know, and I know that my marketing is actually reaching people
Nice.
because I've had sales all over, like New York, Kansas, Washington. I mean,
Global.
I don't even know. Like I was expecting, honestly, just this is gonna be me marketing to the people I know and maybe word of mouth, but it's definitely reaching.
Yeah, and like I have my own business as well, and something I had to learn was that the strangers are the ones that are going to make us successful.
Absolutely.
So,
I have some friends who are very supportive, but I have a lady I've never met her a day in my life. We socialize on social media frequently, and she is awesome. And she has her own business, but she's very supportive.
Wow.
Very
So
supportive.
she's your number one customer.
I would say, yeah. Out of the strangers, yes. Out of
Okay.
people that I've never met, yes.
What's her name?
Arlene.
Shout out Arlene. Yes. No, that is a good feeling to see your stuff being bought, not even in Houston, but New York. That's
Yeah.
great. That means that your people are seeing you and watching.
Exactly. And that's what I noticed. I was like, wow, they're actually watching.
How does it feel to kind of work with your daughter modeling with you and kind of shaping the brand?
It's fun. She's not always available, but when she is, I think between her and my mom, we all have different body structures. We're not tall people. I mean, they are taller than me,
Mhm.
probably by an inch or two, but for the most part, it's fun because I get to watch my mom model things that she said she would never wear. Then when she puts it on, she's like, "Oh, I actually like this." So I'm like, "Mama, just gotta try something different." I mean, you don't have if you don't like it, you don't have to wear it. But can you please, try it on for
Yeah,
me?
let me take a picture.
Especially if it's one of those items that maybe I only have in a size small through large, and I'm an extra large. So
Mhm.
it's like I need that small body structure, that medium build, or that large body structure to try it on for you. So,
Mhm.
but I definitely like to put people in my clothes so that when anybody go on the website, they'll see somebody actually wearing it.
Yeah.
I don't want every picture to be either, like you say, an AI model or a mannequin wearing it. I want it to
Mhm.
actually be seen on
Yeah.
someone.
Or that's kind of like with Fashion Nova. I mean, everybody can attest to that, that the stuff that's on there, it looked good, but it's
It's not
not
gonna fit
realistic.
everybody.
And then when you get it, it don't fit the same. I've been there plenty of
Well, I
times.
learned my lesson the hard way when I first started the online boutique. I wanted to do drop shipping because I didn't want to have all the merchandise on hand.
Mm-hmm.
So I was drop shipping in the very beginning. And some of those pieces that I would receive was like, who's supposed to wear this? Who am I going to sell this to?
Wow.
So I ended up
So it was the
ordering in
wrong,
bulk.
like, it was the wrong material, or did it fit
The
with the wrong?
material wasn't what the picture showed. The fit wasn't what it's supposed to be. It was like it may look cloth online, but satin or silky when you get it in hand. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I can't sell this.
Yeah.
So I started ordering in bulk, and now I have a room in my home dedicated to my boutique.
Wow. Okay.
So it's just strictly,
I was say you have your own store.
yeah, strictly set up for boutique, and anybody that knows me, come and shop.
Hmm. Okay. So, building your business, kind of building it with your mom and your daughter, what were the first like 6 months like? Like any like major like growing pains outside of, the
Definitely.
drop shipping?
Definitely. Um, Outside of the drop shipping, it was more like the shipping itself. So that's another thing I do. I ship everything myself. Um, and even with that, the post office in the very beginning, it was horrible because
I know there's pricing.
you would have things, it's not even about the prices. I would have things that were supposed to go to one state and they'd end up in another state. And I have the tracking where it shows delivered, and
It didn't.
it did, but it didn't
Oh,
deliver to where it needed to be.
wow.
It delivered to somebody totally different.
Mhm.
And so you have to dispute that situation. And then people don't know you. You're just getting started. So the first thing they're going to assume is this is not a legitimate business. So I had to deal with people assuming that, of course, strangers that don't know me, I
Yeah.
don't know them, that is this real? Am I have I been scammed? So that was one of the things
How
that I
did
dealt with.
you like navigate that, or like what's some advice you can give to someone? Because, I hear about drop shipping, and shipping in general, but how are you able to kind of push through that so you could still show up for your brand and be like authentic, like how you were?
Get samples. Samples are necessary. If you have a sample of that item, then you know for sure if that's what you want to sell.
Hmm.
But I don't, and also be acquainted with the vendor. Like you may not never meet them in person, but a lot of my vendors I actually do like Zoom calls so we can see
Nice.
each other. I can't get to you, but you can't get to me, but at least
We can see
talk
each other
verbally and see each other.
and know you a real person.
Exactly. So I started doing that. And in the beginning, I did a lot of my ordering from China
Mhm.
before I learned about more local vendors and vendors in the United States. So of course the time difference is crazy. So it would be like 8 or 9 o'clock at night when we're on Zoom calls talking because it's like 8 or 9 in the morning there where they are. So, but yeah, get to know the vendors for sure, definitely.
Were there any like discouraging moments in the process in the beginning that kind of made you rethink what you were doing?
Not in the beginning, but as things went on, I would say probably year 2, year 3, I kept saying, I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. But then I started thinking about all of the support. You know, people are actually when I go on the website, it tells you how many visitors you've had in your store. So I'm like, okay, so people are still like around. And I also sell on TikTok. So
that's real.
I reach a lot of people on TikTok as well. Like a lot of those out of state, far away cities and states that I wouldn't have thought of are customers from TikTok.
Oh, okay. So do you think using the TikTok shop is worth it?
Definitely, because when I ship whatever they order from TikTok, when I ship it to them, I put a card in there. So when I put the card in there with my website, then they're gonna go to my website because on TikTok Shop I only have so many items. I don't have my whole boutique on it.
Yeah.
So, I try to keep up with it all, and I ventured out, and I also sell on Walmart.com, but it is so hard to keep up with all those different platforms. But my goal was to put it on a platform on a website that it'll sell itself so I don't have to go do pop-up shops and vendor events and stuff. But I like the vendor events because you get to see people, meet new people, and network. But at the same time, I'm only one person. So I was trying to kind of narrow down me having to go through all the ripping and running.
Well, hey, I mean, you know, you still have a whole future ahead of you, and you could probably get an assistant as you know you're building and scaling up.
Most definitely.
Okay. So my other question is, so as a Black woman entrepreneur in fashion, did you feel like there were like specific obstacles in your way?
I don't recall feeling that way. Because if it was an obstacle, I didn't look at it as an obstacle. I kind of figured out what I needed to do ahead of time before launching the website. I wanted to make sure I got a LLC. I branded my brand name. I trademarked it. So I don't think I've had any obstacles that stood in the way of getting any of that done.
Okay. Hey, it's always a learning experience.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I always say, I try to tell people you just have to always be a student.
Definitely.
You know?
Definitely. I'm always still trying to learn. Even with me having it already up and running, I'm always in there trying to critique it and figure something else out, like how to make it better. Because when I launched it, I wouldn't say it was it wasn't perfect. It's still not perfect, but I was ready to launch it because my launch date was my first grandbaby's birthday.
Oh.
So I was eager to get it launched on August 23rd of 2020. So in August of this year, actually August 23rd of this month will be 5 years I've been in business.
Wow. Are you gonna have like a celebration or?
I just might. I thought about it. I don't know. I thought about it. I may just do like a little sale and do like an email to all my customers who subscribe to my website and just send them out like a little thank you discount. I haven't thought all the way through what I want to do because again, I'm working on the nonprofit situation. So because of the event being next month, I want to try to not overwhelm myself by doing too many things because that's what I do. I start literally having all these thoughts of what's next, and I can't even sleep. 3 a.m. I'm woke with
work.
my mind racing because if I'm thinking about it while I'm asleep, I know I'm not going to remember when I wake up. So I'll wake up and I'll put it in my phone to remind myself to deal with it later. But this is what I need to do.
That's smart. That I be texting myself
Yeah,
with certain things. I'm like, because I'll write it down, lose the paper. I'll put in my notes on my phone, never look at the notes. I'm like, the most thing that you ever look at on your phone is your text. So why not just text yourself and then pin it?
because I make notes. I have a lot of little sticky notes with different ideas and thoughts, and I don't go back and look at them.
Right.
And then when I do, I'm like, I should have been did this. Why didn't I sit on this? But my mind just, it's like 1,000 miles a minute. Yeah.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, finding time for yourself.
Yeah.
Also finding time for your mental capacity to just be able to say, hey, I just need quiet for a little bit. Because, at the end of the day, your mental is the most important thing.
Absolutely. And that's why I will stop and put the brakes on everything if I feel like I'm too overwhelmed, because I know that only I can control the situation. And so I'll just kind of like put everything to the side. And like I said, the website is going to do what it do on its own. So anything else that I think is starting to be too overwhelming, I'll just kind of like stop. I'll say I'll pause. I'm not going to say I'll stop.
Take a pause, y'all.
I'll get back to it, but
hey, as long as you get back to it, whether it's 2 hours, 5 minutes, the next day, I think that's, what's important is, because you never know how much time you might need for that mental break, and allowing yourself to feel or allowing yourself to process whatever else you have to process, but then saying, all right, now I gotta get back to business.
Exactly. Yeah, I had to learn to tell myself, go to bed, because at the end of the day, now my brain is stuck. Even though I think I'm going to figure this out before midnight. Reality is I haven't figured it out at 11. It's not going to happen in the next hour, because now my brain is shut down. But I'm thinking I can keep going, and I know I can't. So I had to learn to just go to bed and do it in the morning, because I'm still not going to finish before it's time for me to really actually lay down. And I literally wake up at 4 a.m. for work every morning. So when I wake up at 2 and 3 o'clock with these thoughts in my mind, sometimes I don't go back to sleep. So now I'm working on 4 to 5 hours of sleep with a 10-hour job. So
yes, y'all, she has a 9 to 5 and she has a business. I do want to hear more about your nonprofit, but let's take a break with the lovely Racheal, and we'll be right back with the spotlight with your host Jerzey on Afrovibes TV and radio station. Y'all, and we're back from break on the spotlight interview with Miss Racheal and your host Jerzey. So before we went on break, we learned a lot about Racheal's online boutique, but she also mentioned a nonprofit. So I want to know what's going on with the nonprofit.
Well, the nonprofit is, it's called the KDB organization. It's named after my grandmother. Nice. And I named it after my grandmother because she, no matter what, kept everybody's children. If their parents dropped them off and never came back, she became their guardian. And it was just like watching that, no matter what, she was always there for the kids, including her own grandkids and children. So that inspired me. Like, I think I'm going to start a nonprofit, because I was watching the news one day and saw where the homeless rate was so high when it came to foster kids. Like, when they age out of the system, they become homeless. I never knew that. So I just felt like I wanted to do something that I could give back and try to figure out how to engage with them and help them learn financial literacy and how to get jobs and actually be able to survive in the world once they got ready to go out there, live on their own.
Yeah. And you never really hear about people it's like you hear about foster care, you hear about child protective services, but then it's like that's it. You don't hear about the after stories of
Right.
these kids or where are they now. I think that's really going to be big because, like you said, the population is growing, and those people need help too.
Exactly.
Wow. And you say your grandmother always took other people's.
Other people's kids. Yeah, they would ask my grandmother to keep their kids, and of course, it was like more of a way for her to make money because that was her how she made her living. But then sometimes they would not wouldn't come back, like for whatever reason. And she'd end up keeping the children and um, put them in school,
Wow.
feed them, make sure they were good. And at some point, the parents may come back, but it was long enough for them to stay gone for her to actually have to enroll them in school.
And was this like around the time like when you were like a teenager, or this is something you looked at from being an adult?
She had been keeping children since we were children, but as a teenager, this is when I saw these things going on. Where what happened before I understood it, I don't know. But knowing once I like 17, between 17 and 19, seeing her keeping other people's children and actually having to be responsible for them long term
Yeah.
is when I was, my teenage years.
How do you think that kind of shaped your perspective when it came to like being kind, being generous, or just helping other people, seeing your mom do that?
My grandmother, it really shaped my perspective, to make me want to be available to anybody who was in need, and help them if they even look like they needed help. If they said they needed help, I definitely want to help. But if it's somebody who I think needs help, I would just try to be there and be helpful for them, in whatever way or capacity that I can. But she definitely played a big role in that.
Do you think that kind of connects to you making your own online boutique and wanting everyone to be seen?
I think so. I never thought about it like that, but I think so. I believe so.
Yeah, it always starts somewhere, watching your grandmother helping people when, we don't have to. And then, you kind of getting older, getting into your own career, and then having this platform to make everyone be seen, it kind of does make sense.
It does. And I thought about it probably a couple of days ago. Of course, I think about her all the time, but I was thinking to myself, I think I get a lot of my ways from my grandmother because even my sense of humor. But yeah, I thought about her the other day and I was thinking, I wonder if a lot of this comes from her because my mom is pretty low key. She's pretty low key, yeah. And a lot of the things I do, I I think she just looks at it as if it's something she would never dare do, but at the same time she's rooting me on, like,
That's love.
yeah.
So for the nonprofit, so your mission is to help, is it to teach financial literacy, or is it more to like push people toward the resources?
Push people toward the resources. My goal is to visit all of the foster care facilities and kind of network with them and just kind of get more information, um, just to be a little more, I guess, proactive with the situation. I do know that as far as them learning, my resources that I have, I plan on trying to share that information with them, whether it be me sharing it from secondhand or them actually visiting with the people to get the information. But for the most part, that is definitely my goal, just to make sure they have that resource.
Okay. Hey, that's really good. Like I said, you don't see society really pushing that aspect. You just see, hey, foster care, child protective services, and then after that, it's kind of like you got to figure it out on your own.
Right.
But then if you're already dealing with this, that, and the third, how can you expect these kids to just go out into the world?
That's
You
true.
know? So
Definitely
I
true.
definitely respect that, and I hope you go very far
Thank
with
you. I appreciate
not
it.
only the nonprofit but your online boutique as well.
Thank you.
Do you see yourself kind of merging the two, like in a sense, or maybe doing maybe your own fashion show like with the nonprofit, or have you got to like that kind of like mentality yet?
It's funny you should ask because initially, before learning about the foster care facility or the foster care children, I was going to start a nonprofit for women who are underserved or probably been out of work, whether due to whatever circumstance, but trying to get back out there in the work field and just
Yeah.
like do more business fashion and donate the clothes to them. That was
Okay.
one of the things I was gonna do initially, but I was like, I could put that on the back burner because the kids are more important to me.
Mm-hmm.
That to me that was a more important thing to do because women can always get clothes donated, and women have a lot of resources.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of resources. You have Dress for Success.
Yeah,
Um,
I've heard of that. Yeah.
there's a lot of different resources. So I said, you know what? I'm not gonna not do it, but I can wait. I can wait.
Or what if you still can do it, you just tweak it a little bit? Because think about these kids, the guys or the girls, that have to go to like job interviews.
Absolutely. When they get ready, the
Yeah.
foster care kids, yes.
Mm-hmm.
If they need anything when it comes to them trying to do interviews or be prepared for an interview, I have all of that worked out as far as so that's going to be part of the resources, like
Okay.
whatever they need. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Wow, this is gonna be big, y'all. This is gonna be big. Yes. So with the nonprofit, what can the people watching right now look forward to? Like what is gonna be your next kind of event or like promotion for that?
we will be promoting soon an event that I'll be having September the 27th. The location is to be determined, but I'm doing a fundraiser. It's going to be like a plate sale type situation.
Okay.
And we're going
Are you gonna be
to,
cooking?
yeah.
You cook too? Yeah, we need to come for the plates, we need to come for the cause, and we need to donate.
So we're going to do vendors, and the vendors are going to be asked to sell 10 tickets, which will be their donation. So 10,
Okay.
10 plate tickets, and then they'll set up their booth, and whatever they sell, they keep all their proceeds.
Wow, okay. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. If you're a vendor, small business out there, September
27.
27th, location to be determined.
But I'll
That's
definitely put it on social media.
yes. I might have to find a vendor spot for myself.
Yeah, you can, definitely. Absolutely.
So kind of thinking about, confidence, community, and what's next. I know you mentioned helping shoppers feel confident and cared for.
hmm
So for you, what does that mean?
Just making sure that their clothing fits properly, that if they have issues, they're addressed. I'm usually when you message me, whether it's a text or a DM, with concerns, which I rarely have, but just to know that there are no issues when it comes to shopping with me because we're gonna figure it out. And if it is, but like again, it's normally not.
That's good.
I have a great rating where anybody who purchases from me, they leave great reviews. I've had maybe 2 out of 20 that says, "Well, these don't fit me right," but I can't say why. I don't know why, but 2 out of 20 ain't bad, you know.
I think 2 out of 20 is pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad because it could be a number of things, you know. We're not all shaped the same, but at the same time, it a lot of the clothing are true to size and made to fit natural body sizes. So,
Okay.
sometimes that could be an issue.
So, but overall, you would say like your customers
Very satisfied.
very satisfied. We love that.
Yes.
You might be taking other businesses out of business. Why is it important for you to show how clothes fit on real people and not just, mannequins?
Because of the issues I've had with fit, when just having a hard time trying to find clothes that fit properly. Like, I literally hate going into the store trying on clothes. So I wanted it to just be one of those situations to where if I order this online, I don't have an issue with wondering if it's going to fit me right because it's true to size. I mean, if this is what size it says I wear, it's going to fit me. My only issue that I have is that I've gained weight and it doesn't sit well with me. So things that I would prefer to fit me don't. And it ain't because it's not true to size. I'm not true to my size. But no, seriously. Like I have a pair of shorts I would love to get in, but reality is my bottom won't let me. So, and I just was like,
How does that make you feel being someone who is, you're in the fashion kind of world right now? Like, does it make you like rethink, overthink?
I don't think so. I don't rethink or overthink. I just know what I can and can't wear, and if it doesn't fit, then that probably means I shouldn't be wearing it anyway. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, as long as it fits. Like, for instance, one of the outfits my mom is modeling, it's a beautiful piece, but reality is it does not go up my bottom. Like, it'll come all the way up, but it won't go. And it may even button if I could just get it past the derriere, but it does not. So, I mean, that's just one out of all the pieces I sell that I have that issue with. But because she tried it on and it fit, that was one of the reasons why I wanted to show this. This is a true model. This is not nobody work or anything. Everything is natural. So this is true to size. And if it was a bigger size, I could fit it. It just wasn't my size. Let me say that.
No, I think
like it just wasn't my size. I think it was a large, and like I said, I'm an extra large. So that was the
I
issue.
think that's great to see, like I said, see stuff on natural bodies, because then it gives people, just to feel comfortable buying from
Absolutely.
you and knowing that these are not AI generated. These are not mannequins, fake models, or anything like that. All real. So how do you choose what you want to carry, like in your online boutique? Like, how do you go about choosing things? Is it intuition? Is it trends? Is it something else?
Sometimes it's trends, and a lot of times it's just like what I see that could probably become a trend.
Okay. Trendsetter.
Trying. Yes. But so if I leave it up to my daughter, she'll be like, no. But in my mind, you dress differently anyway. So I can't appeal to at your age group and 40 and up. I can, but it's gonna be like, and I'm gonna say I have.
Yeah.
And I still do. But as far as like new inventory, it's more like 40 and up.
Okay.
Yeah. So
is that your target audience?
That's my target audience. Only because I know that a lot of the younger generation, they have their specific websites they like to shop at. And for whatever reason, they think that's the only thing around. So
no, that
you don't really get that traffic from them like I would the 40 and up.
Yeah, and they deserve their own websites too.
Yeah, definitely, most definitely.
How do you balance being a businesswoman and a mom Because I know, you say you have your 9 to 5, you have your online business, but then you're up, in the wee hours of the morning with ideas. How do you kind of balance all these different hats that you have?
Um, I had to learn. It's not easy because I still have a husband as well.
And a
And
wife, yes.
so I try to balance by allowing myself so much time for each. So of course, thankfully my husband and I both work Monday through Thursday. So
Perfect.
in the evenings when I get off work, I go home, I cook, make sure everybody eats. If I don't cook, I make sure everybody eats. I still make sure everybody eats. So, but the weekends I try to dedicate that time to him.
Okay.
And then my daughter, she's like always on the go. So it's more or less when she has time for me.
She has time.
Yeah. But for the most part, I just try to find that balance because, like I said, when I first launched my boutique, I was doing everything at one time, and it was like go to bed because at the end of the day, it's gonna still be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I had to learn how to just
Find that balance,
Yeah.
that mental ease,
yes,
to relax and, be
because
the
it can
great
be
wife.
very
loving.
overwhelming.
Okay. So now what are your future plans, or what's like your big vision for Rachel's online boutique?
Right now, I am trying to do less clothing items and more of the Kindly brand on my website.
Okay.
So, we only have t-shirts, shoes, and sunglasses right now. But I'm working on
That's good. That's a start. That's a great start.
handbags. And honestly, I left this out. I used to be a cosmetologist. Well, I'm still a cosmetologist. I used to do hair,
Okay.
but I retired from that. That's the one thing I don't do anymore. But I thought about doing a hair care line and naming it Kynique. So I really want to just brand whatever I can put that name on
Yeah.
that's related to something I've done or am doing.
Okay.
So there's a lot of things in the works. It's just, like I said, I don't want to overwhelm my mind with trying to get it all done at one time. So I'm learning how to work on projects, finish them, and then start another one. Because when I have those thoughts in my mind, I feel like I got to do it all right then. Because I thought about all this at the same time. Starting my brand, Kynique, and the nonprofit, I started that all at once. So that's why the nonprofit kind of like sat dormant for a little while because I was trying to push out the brand name. But overall, it's all coming together.
No, hey, as long as I think that's the best thing is, making your list, checking it off, making sure you don't add anything to that list.
Before I finish.
Yeah.
Yes.
And make your next list and then start checking stuff
Yes.
off.
That is exactly what I've started doing because it's so many things that can be done right now, but in reality, it's just like I don't have to start it right now. I have the idea, just baby steps.
So, with that being said, if you could go back to Racheal, who started the online boutique, what's one thing that you would tell her?
Keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah, because had I not started, I don't know what I'd be doing, to be honest, because like I said, I started in a flea market. So it just in the height of the pandemic, it just kind of gave me a perspective on different things that I could be doing.
Yeah.
And I don't have really no regrets about starting it or no thoughts about other than keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah.
And look at where we're at today.
Exactly.
I thank you so much for coming, telling your story.
Thank you for
I
having
think
me.
what you're doing is amazing.
Thank you.
The nonprofit, make sure y'all check that out. It's going to be great.
Yes.
And, I just hope that you keep flourishing.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
So, you're welcome. Where can people find you? Where can they shop? Where can they connect to you? What's the website? What's the Instagram? Let the people know where they can come and shop with Racheal.
Of course, my website is www.jerzey, shoproboutique.com. That's SHOPROBOUTIQUE.com. And my TikTok name is Kynique, as you can see here. So you can find me at Kynique on TikTok, and I have a TikTok shop with some of my merchandise from my website. You can shop there as well. And Instagram is Shop Ro Boutique, and Facebook is Racheal's Online Boutique LLC.
Awesome. So that means that you guys got to go shop with Racheal,
Yes.
shop the shirts, shop the
Shoes.
glasses, the shoes, the handbags,
All of it.
and remember, September
7th.
we are going to be with Miss Racheal at her nonprofit fundraising event.
Definitely. I would love to see you all there.
Thank you guys for watching The Spotlight with your host, Jerzey. Thank you again, Miss Racheal, for coming, and we'll see you next time.